Truth, what is it? A fundamental question. In real life, you sometimes do not let your face show what you are really thinking. It would be impossible to work with or talk to people if they could always see exactly how you felt about them, whether it was mad passion, disgust, or extreme indifference. Acting on the stage or in front of the camera, of course, the audience wants to know what the characters are really feeling about each other, and so a good actor will add these feelings to her performance. On stage, this means the actor reveals more in the body language, as that is what the audience can read most easily. On screen, it means the actor puts on her face all the hidden emotions, so the audience members can share the thoughts and gather the subtext, as the close-up is the best way for them to get that extra information. It is the opposite of what you do in real life, but it is the most truthful thing an actor can do, for she is letting the audience into her emotions and secret thoughts. The way you do this is one of the main differences between stage and screen acting. Welcome to the shady world of acting, truth versus the real thing. To limit yourself on camera, or on stage, to what you would do in real life, is to hide from the audience the truth of your thoughts, so you show the apparent truth. All artists adjust or change reality to give the appearance of truth. Painters alter landscapes, sculptors change bodily shapes, and actors are untruthful to convey the subtext to their beloved audience. A better word than truth is believability. Convincing liars in real life can be extremely good actors, for they are believable even though they are not telling the truth. In other words, so long as the character and situation are believable, actual truth might not come into the equation. How many times have you heard drama teachers and directors say, "Make it truthful"? What is truth to one person might not be to another. Actual truth is not only impossible to define, but also a matter of opinion. Make it believable is easier to understand and perform. In other words, you might feel you are being truthful, but if the audience members do not believe what they are seeing and hearing, you have failed to convince them. Frankly, what you feel is irrelevant. Some acting teachers recommend that you try to experience the things that your character has to go through. It is easier to research and observe what other people do in certain circumstances rather than actually experience them. For example, you might be asked to play a death scene. How many of us have experienced that? Your character might be mentally ill or disabled when you are not. Research and observe by all means, but you cannot literally experience what it is like to be so afflicted. You do not have to be a brain surgeon or a mathematical genius to play one. In the film A Beautiful Mind, did Russell Crowe, playing the mastermind John Nash, really understand those mathematical equations? No, of course he did not. You can act only as much as is given to you on the page, so, if in doubt, trust the author. The skill of the actor, therefore, must be in so completely affecting the audience members that they are carried away by a situation created by the production team, the writer, director, actors, designer, cameraman, and so on. This process of creating an illusion requires a great deal of technique, before the final spontaneity, which makes everything appear to be happening just at that moment. Quite simply, the truth is not always your friend. As an assistant director to a production at Stratford-upon-Avon near the beginning of my career, I was aghast to see an actor smiling in performance when he should have been sad. I was even more surprised when he responded angrily to my note, so I decided to investigate further. Watching from the wings, I could see that he was, in fact, producing real tears at this mournful moment, but unfortunately from the back of the auditorium it just looked as if he was smiling. His real emotion was not conveying itself to the audience, and if he had just wiped an imaginary tear from his cheek, that technical business would have been more effective than his real tears. I thought then, a strange thing, this truth business. Every time actors pause when the audience laughs, every time they repeat a line, because the audience has drowned out the words, they are not being truthful. They are, of course, being theatrically truthful, and it is useful to consider these two aspects of it all. The word is bandied around, as if it was all agreed that the ultimate achievement is to be completely truthful, but that all depends on what the audience is believing. Stage actors already cheat. That is, they do untruthful things when performing, by not standing directly behind each other, or even by waiting until they are on the stage before doing their acting. But this is overlooked as something so necessary, it is not worth debating. But in fact, all aspects of acting have to be filtered through the prism of audience truth. Frankly, the audience members want to know what is going on, and they also want to know how you think about it. This is why delivering a soliloquy directly to the audience, and not to the invisible man, works so well. It is addressing the only fundamental truth of the evening, which is that the audience knows that there are actors up there and the actors know that there is an audience out there. Screen actors do more cheating than stage actors do, as the demands of the camera make them stand in unnatural ways, or handle props in an untruthful manner. The director's monitor is the arbiter of screen truth. If it looks fine, then it is fine. A really expensive fur coat, the real thing, looks false on stage under the lights, whereas a cheap nylon facsimile looks real. It is the same idea with emotions. Trickery, all is trickery.